Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Transfer window day number 86, I don't know, at this point I've lost count, but for Chelsea Football Club, are things actually beginning to happen? Now I know a lot of you are doubtful, a lot of you, much like me at one point, were worried about time. Since then, we've had the whole Lukaku situation, we've had the ownership and the change of board and all of that, and that convinced me, and that made me understand that, okay, that there's clearly big things and changes happening within the club. They have to do that first. Fair play. But now, we're hearing a lot. I know a few of you think it's still the same issue. It's just, we're hearing, and nothing's actually happening. We're going to probably change your minds today. So, before we do, let's have a little roundup of what's been going on across the football spectrum today. We've had Barcelona apparently have their second offer of Lewandowski rejected by Bayern Munich. Barcelona trying to penny pinch here. Bayern Munich ain't having any of it. Even if they have to keep an unhappy Lewandowski, they'll do it. Bayern Munich not messing about. Cristiano Ronaldo expected to stay at Man United despite reports of him leaving. I never understood this. Ten Hag confirmed Ronaldo's a part of his plans. Ronaldo then confirmed that he's not going anywhere. Yet there's still reports that he's going. He's not going anywhere. And I don't know if anyone actually thinks he's leaving. He's not going. So Ronaldo will be staying put at Manchester United. Although we see how he does under Ten Hag. Don't quite know how that's going to fare. We'll see. Man United as a whole, we don't know what's going to happen next season because right now they haven't signed anyone. And unlike Chelsea, we're hearing names. We're hearing things that are happening now anyway. And we'll get to that in a bit. Man United, it's just pure silence. I'm not hearing a thing when it comes to Manchester United. Maybe someone like Mark Goldbridge, who's a lot more well connected with Man United, will probably know more than I do. But, yeah, Man United's in the mud right now. We'll see if that changes anytime soon. For Chelsea Football Club, though, I'm going to show you one piece of information that came out from Matt Law today. And then I'll tell you exactly what I think of it. So, without further ado, let's check this out. Exclusive from The Telegraph. Thomas Tuchel promised up to 6 summer signings by new Chelsea owners with £200 million to spend. That is from Matt Law. And also co-written by Jamie Johnson alongside Matt Law. So, that is an exclusive coming basically from Matt Law. Chelsea are going to be signing up to 6 new players this summer. In that article, it goes on to say 2 important things. Number 1, there are outgoings. Players will be leaving. So obviously players are going to be getting replaced. Number 2, £200 million to spend, but that could increase based on who we let go. And the money generated from the outgoings will be added to that. So it's not going to be 200 million total. It's going to be 200 million and whatever else we can make and probably add to that to get more players. So a few of you, I'm guessing, are looking at this and going, nah, this is PR. They're just trying to make us feel good. They don't mean that. It's not true. I wouldn't blame you for thinking that, because Chelsea's history goes to show you that that is a possibility. It has happened in the past, and we can't be taken as fools. But when I see what's popped up today, and we're starting to see the conversations, we're starting to see the proper links. We weren't getting proper links. We were hearing just hearsay stuff. We're now getting legit links coming out talking about certain players that Chelsea not only are interested in, but we're now making contact with. And it's happening. Exhibit A is Raheem Sterling. Exclusive from Nathan Gissing. Thomas Tuchel has held positive talks with Raheem Sterling regarding a move to Chelsea. Sterling is seen as Chelsea's number 1 target for attack. I honestly think Sterling will be joining Chelsea. I reckon that's going to happen. Unless if City ask for way too much money and we're just like, nope. But I think City, knowing that he's got a 1 year left on his deal, they'd rather take some money rather than nothing. Man City are not broke. Man City are not going to, I think, stick it out. We want 60 million. We ain't going any less. Because they know if Sterling doesn't stick around, at least on the pitch, and he's not playing, but he's still at Manchester City, and it gets into the end of next season, he's a free agent. You know, he's not being used. They've just signed Haaland. They've got themselves a new look City that's starting to flourish, and Sterling's not a part of that. So I think they would rather take 45 million, for example. They probably would. So it's up to Chelsea to negotiate, come up with a good deal, and bring Sterling to the bridge. I honestly think Sterling's going to be joining Chelsea. So that's my prediction. We'll see what happens. And not just that, Nathan Gissing gives us more information related to our defence situation. Here it is. Juventus defender De Ligt is the main target for Thomas Tuchel in defence this summer, with PSG's Presnel Kimpembe and Manchester City's Nathan Ake also high up on the list. He goes on to talk about Koundé as well. A few of you are worried about Koundé, like not being mentioned in that. What I'm about to read you might shock you a little bit. It might surprise you. There could be a chance Koundé might not come to Chelsea. There's a chance. We have to be real. But it's because of the way that things have changed at Chelsea. We don't quite know what's going on in regards to this situation now. Why? Because of this. Nathan fills us in. For Jules Koundé, it is seen as more of a club target for Chelsea, with Marina Granovskaya pushing the move as mentioned below. This was on the 19th of June. Jules Koundé is a priority target for Chelsea this summer. Marina Granovskaya wants the move and shares a strong connection with Koundé's agents. Marina's not at Chelsea anymore. Do you see what I mean now? This kind of makes sense because the whole Koundé situation, since we announced the board changes, has gone cold. You know, no one's put in a bid in. Not even Barca have put in a bid in. The whole Koundé thing is just frozen. I don't quite know what's going on. Are we going to put a bid in or not? You know? And now we're hearing this, that it was Marina's target. Marina's not here anymore. So are Chelsea going to pursue? Or are Chelsea going to hold that and go, no, you know what? Koundé, if the new owners are coming in, Todd Bowley and all those lot, with Tuchel going, okay, Jules Koundé, Marina wanted him. What do we want to do? Are we going to do it or not? Like, we don't know. So there's a chance Chelsea could completely turn away from Koundé. There is a chance, but with how advanced things are, and apparently an agreement between the player and Chelsea is already in place, it's just about putting a bid in. But Chelsea have not put a bid in. It's the last and easiest thing to do. Put a bid in. You know, all the hard work is done agreeing with the player. That's the hard work as far as I'm concerned. Because at that point, you want to make sure the player actually wants to join you. If not, there's no point putting a bid in. We already know that we've agreed everything with Koundé. Put a bid in. Well, this kind of makes sense as to why we're not doing so as of yet. So I'm inclined to think that maybe we don't go in for Koundé. You know, and maybe we are instead going to be going in for De Ligt, Kimpembe, if that's possible. Ake, I feel a little bit... I'm not quite sure where, if TT's actually interested in Ake here, maybe they've looked at data here. Maybe they looked at his attributes, his profile, and gone, he'll fit. It has to be. Because in terms of Ake, we let him go. We're doing this thing again, where we get players who played for us to come back to the club. We are Return FC, aren't we? We are Return FC. We are that club that brings back all the players that once used to play for us, who have gone elsewhere and done better, and we paid the price for it. And then they probably come back and they flop with us. Anyway, Lukaku PTSD is really kicking in. I saw someone, by the way, ask in the comment section yesterday, what does PTSD stand for? I'm going to tell you, because I know some of you probably don't know. PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. I think it's stress. Yeah, post-traumatic stress disorder. Basically, when you're traumatized by an incident, many people that go to war, for example, will have PTSD. When you're traumatized by an incident and it sits on your mind, even though you're separate from the situation, it's even years later, but you get flashbacks and you get traumatized and you begin to feel stressed because of that, and you begin to feel anxious and depressed. That's basically what PTSD is. Basically, being haunted by the past is PTSD. And that is us with Lukaku and everything that we seem to be doing in that whole situation. So in regards to Nathan Ake, I don't know what to think. For me, he hasn't played enough for Manchester City, let alone, he'll come back to Chelsea and succeed. I don't know. But I've always said, if Thomas Tuchel wants certain players, he deserves to get them, and he should be given that chance. And if he were to be the guy that turns Nathan Ake into prime John Terry, then fair enough. Fair enough. And if he doesn't, then we hold Thomas Tuchel accountable for that, and we go, hey, you got to take an L here. That was not the signing to make. I feel a little bit weird about Nathan Ake, but anyway. De Ligt, De Ligt is a weird one. I don't quite know what to think of De Ligt either, because at Ajax he looked unbelievable. Gone to Italy, and I know some people say that it's not entirely his fault. Some people reckon it is. I've not seen enough of Juve, if I'm going to be completely honest. The amount of times I've seen Juve, I think De Ligt looks decent, but overall, he's definitely not lit it up in the same way he did at Ajax when everyone was talking about him. So we'll see. But if Thomas Tuchel, again, wants these guys, then fair enough. We get Thomas Tuchel what he wants. And in relation to more targets, this has come from Spurs in the No Hub. Yeah, quoting a Tier 1 source to do with Tottenham, talking about Chelsea here. Chelsea have offered a player who was out on loan last season and cash for Richarlison. They are front runners. Do you see what I mean? Chelsea are getting things done. And it leads me to believe that this initial story that I showed you at the beginning is legit. Chelsea will be getting signings through the door. Thomas Tuchel will be getting backed. And Richarlison is the target as well, which leads me to think that, okay, Sterling, we're going after Sterling. We're going after Richarlison. Could we be going after a Rafinha? Fabrizio Romano has already said that Chelsea have been in contact with Leeds for Rafinha. So we could be looking to completely shift everything in attack and in defence. And in regards to Richarlison, Chelsea have offered a player who was out on loan last season and cash for Richarlison. Who do you think that is? I'll give you a minute. If you haven't guessed it after 3 seconds, you were not watching Chelsea or the Premier League last season and you don't know what's going on. I don't mean that in a bad way. Billy Gilmour. It's obviously Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour going to Everton. Lampard likes Billy Gilmour. That's the world's worst kept secret. He obviously would take Billy Gilmour in an instant. Billy Gilmour was on loan last season. Goes to Everton to link up with Lamps. They bring us Richarlison. Everyone's a winner. Right? So I think this is going to be the case. And we'll see if Everton accept. I would be shocked if they said no. Cash and Gilmour, I think Lampard would be like, yes, please. Yes, please. And it depends how much cash. So we'll see. And also, there's a weird rumour that's popped up today. And surely not. Surely not. I said this yesterday, right? And I'm seeing more of it today and I'm thinking, no, surely not. Neymar? Really? Neymar to Chelsea is going everywhere today, and I don't know where it's come from. I don't want to believe it. I don't think it'll happen, but here's Ben Jacobs on the matter. It is true that PSG are open to a Neymar exit, although I am told the Brazilian still prefers to stay in Paris. Luis Campos has already made it clear that any player who, as one source put it, doesn't show fight will be shown the door. There's no chance of a move to Newcastle. Pretty slim chance of Chelsea currently due to other priority targets. If Neymar goes and that's still not his preference, his next destination is more likely to be outside of the Premier League. It's pretty obvious. So anyone that thinks Neymar's coming to Chelsea, just no. Unless if Chelsea end up doing a madness, but I honestly think that's not a good idea. I would take Neymar any day of the week. You give me Neymar to put in my football team, hell yes. But everything that comes with Neymar, I don't want at the club. Everything in terms of the things you hear about him at PSG, the ego, the money. He's been offered like what? He's on like 600 grand a week or something. No. We can't have that at Chelsea. I'm sorry. No. As much as I would like Neymar in my team, no, not happening. Not happening. And in other news, if we're going to round up Chelsea very, very quickly. So Kepa, his future is up in the air and he's spoken about that and he said that he is happy at Chelsea and with the coach and whatnot, but he does want to play more football and it is a possibility that he could be leaving, so we'll see what happens there. Chelsea have open talks with Reece James as well, which is fantastic in order to agree a new contract. Reece James understands exactly how underpaid he is, I think, right now, and that's understandable. That is completely true. So I hope he gets a new deal and we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's Chelsea Football Club, and that's the latest for today. Let me know your thoughts down below in regards to everything that I've spoken about. I'd love to hear your opinions on this, and I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one, people. Have a good one. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. In a bit, take care, and peace.